Hey guys, excuse my voice in this. Like, I'm still kind of ill. My voice is really bad, but I'll try to stream later this week if I can. But I just felt like turning on the camera recording because I wanted to talk about what I'd like to call pseudo Down syndrome uh individuals, in that there's a common phenotype I see amongst like influencers, or hell, even out in public, to be honest, like anybody in position of power, where you look at their face, and you know how like people have Down syndrome, they have like a big head, but like their entire face, like their eyes, nose, and mouth is like really close together. There's a lot of people with like that sort of phenotype, that are in these positions of like either influence on social media or actual political power that I've noticed. And I could maybe take this and add this to like the Anatolic phenotype. Uh, After all, I feel like that's the main thing I've contributed to the sphere, is like the Anatolian aspect of the white race, that is. But I think this goes a little further, in that the people who are proved sorry for the cough cells, but y'all gotta get the whole plague uh parasocial experience here. I don't know what they sprayed over my fucking house, dude, but I feel like my grandfather fought in Vietnam, who got soaked with Agent Orange for a year in the jungle. But anyways, I should be getting VA benefits. uh I think these people with like this pseudo Downs like phenotype, you could call it like the useful idiot phenotype, to be honest. And it's like, yeah, you could say like, well, they're technically not useful idiots because they know what this system's gonna be because they exist in it and they're benefiting from it. Well, in the long term, no, they're not. Like Floyd's obviously hold like the social capital for the masses, but it's really like this uh the Zog elite that ultimately lives the best. Like it's the extreme minority men live the best in Western society than a majority of women in second place. Uh but this like It's like Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is a good example of like, dude looks like a grown baby with a beard. These are like or JD Vance is the same thing. He has like this pseudo Down syndrome phenotype. Uh, Brett Cooper has one. Jordan Peterson looks like a fucking Anatolian, like pseudo Downs. Name some leftists. David Hogg looks like a pseudo Downs. Charlie Kirk looks like pseudo Downs. Uh, Hassan Piker. Well, Hassan Piker just looks like a Turkish like scam artist. So, but he's a modern day Anatolian in the purest sense. But no, Turks aren't Anatolians. That's a whole different thing on like the Ottoman question. What's some other Macron for my France cells. Oh, there are Wakandans in Paris and they are horrible. You know, Macron looks like he has pseudo Downs. Donald Trump looks like he's like a pseudo Downs. Bill Clinton looks like he has pseudo Down syndrome. Uh, Maybe instead of like Free Martin and Swire theory, maybe it should just be like pseudo Down theory, and like, or maybe it's just people where Free Martins and Swires look like pseudo Downs, and that when you're like this androgynous, like genderless being, you look like there's something genetically wrong with you, and thus you have like this pseudo Down syndrome phenotype. That's the people who are oppressing us. You know, the few inkies in the sphere like that show their face like do not have like the pseudo Downs phenotype that the more mainstream uh face faggers do. Like they look more human. They look more, you gotta say, like noble, aristocratic. Of course, you have some examples that are like obviously like sub five, like Todd, the autistic hermit. That would be an example. But yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say was like we're not ruled or like controlled by these useful idiots. We're controlled and ruled by like pseudo Downs people. Anyways, guys, I think that's all I really had to say. I hope y'all are doing well, and I hope I get well here soon. And I'll see y'all.